Is the video clear? Please comment whether I am audible or not. Okay, let's see new topic today. So we are actually dealing with the subject of quantitative aptitude. So I have already taught you some shortcuts and past multiplication, addition, etc. tricks, right? So today we will be using at least some of them. We will be solving questions on simplifications. So, talking about the importance of this chapter, simplifications. Simplifications is actually a scoring part. This is actually a scoring part. Means this actually gives you some additional marks if you prepare well. Coming to banking exams in prelims, mostly in SSC you might have probably 1 to 2 questions only, but in banking you will have 5 questions in prelims. At times it may be 10 questions as well. Rarely, but usually there will be definitely 5 questions in prelims. Okay. When it comes to mains, maybe five, or in clerical exams they might give you 5 questions. In PO, very rarely 5 questions will be given. Usually in PO or officer exams, in the mains part of the exam, generally simplifications may not appear. But for prelims, whether it is a clerical or officer, generally we will have 5 to 10 questions of simplifications. It may be approximations or simplifications, but we will have 5 to 10 questions. Okay. So that's the importance of this chapter with relevant to exam. And the most important part is for you will be having 20 minutes in prelims to solve quantitative aptitude section, which will have 35 questions. So this part actually helps you to solve more number of questions or to get more marks in the subject of quantitative aptitude, because you can solve 5 questions if you practice well and if you know the techniques that have already been taught. Then these 5 questions can be actually solved in 2 minutes or even less, 2 to 3 minutes maximum. If it is given in mains, at times in mains as well, the simplification part will be very easy, but at times it may be difficult in mains, but in prelims they will be very easy. Okay, so you can solve all the 5 questions within 2 minutes if you practice well. So thus it's actually a part of scoring when it comes to quantitative aptitude or even the overall exam. So we will solve only 10 questions per day. So we will be doing overall, I think, probably 30 to 40 questions in 4 parts or 3 parts. Okay. Approximations, we will take it as a separate chapter. This is simplifications. So I think all of you know another important point has to be mentioned, which I have not. Hope you know Bodmas rule, right? What is Bodmas rule? You would have heard about this actually. Bodmas. B stands for brackets. Different types of brackets, maybe open brackets or flower brackets or square brackets or vinculum or bar. So these should be solved first in the order of mathematical operations or arithmetical operations. O stands for off. Off is nothing but multiplication only. Off actually stands for multiplication. Then D stands for division. D stands for what? Division. M stands for multiplication. And A stands for addition. S stands for subtraction. A stands for addition, S stands for subtraction, and this is the order. You have to start from brackets and you have to proceed to subtraction. If these two are interchanged, the answer will not change. But if these are interchanged, suppose you first do multiplication, then you do addition, then the answer will be wrong. You have to follow this particular order. You have to follow this order compulsorily while solving mathematical or arithmetical equations. Okay. First comes the brackets, various types of brackets, then followed by off. Off is nothing but equal to multiplication only. Then actually followed by division. division, after division only you can multiply any two values. If there is a division symbol, you have to first solve that part of the equation before moving on to the part of the equation which actually carries multiplication symbol. After multiplication, you can do addition followed by subtraction. If you interchange this after multiplication, suppose if you do subtraction and then if you add, then also there won't be any problem. Okay, then also the answer will be right. But you cannot interchange brackets or multiplications because the answer will change. Okay, you should be careful. You should be very careful about that order of mathematical operations. The first brackets followed by half, and then division, then multiplication followed by addition and subtraction. Okay. So after knowing this, now we will move on to the questions. If you see here, we are having multiplication here, then we are having division, then we are having subtraction, and then again division. So out of the three symbols which are used, multiplication, into, division, and subtraction, which has to be given priority. Division part has to be given priority. So for one or two problems, I will show you actually sequentially how to solve the question. So I'll write again. So 24 into 144 divided by 19 minus question mark is equal to 312 divided by 13. So division has to be given priority. Hence, first you need to solve this part and this part. Okay. So now it becomes 144 by 19, and this actually becomes 312 by 13. This is exactly divisible. 13 twos are 26, 5 will be carried over, it becomes 52, 13 fours are 52. So I got 24 over here, and I cannot actually solve this part because 19 cannot exactly divide 144. So what we'll do is, we will rewrite the equation. This question mark, let us make it x. You are going to find out the question mark's value or x value only. So if you rewrite the equation, it will be like this: 24 into 144 by 19. The right side of the equation gave us a result of how much? 24, right? So it is actually 24. If it goes to that side of the equation, there is neither plus nor minus symbol, it's in multiplication. So it has to go to the denominator, it becomes 1 by 24. 24 when it comes to this side of the equation, it becomes 1 by 24. And this is actually minus. If it goes to opposite side of the equation, then it becomes a plus. So it becomes x. Instead of minus x, we have to write it as plus x because we have changed the sides, right? It has moved from left hand side to the right hand side of the equation. Here it is in multiplication. There is no plus or minus symbol preceding 24. So that is why it has gone for division. Okay. This 24 and this 24 will be cancelled. So finally we are left with, do we leave any part of the equation? So we are left with x is equal to 144 by 19. So there is no answer for it. I hope this is a printing mistake. Instead of 19, we will write it as 9. So if you make it 9, then you can cancel it. But still we won't get this particular answer. 9 ones are 9 six are 16. It becomes a 16, which is not among the given options. 16 into 24, 16 fours are 64, 32, 384. So the equation itself is wrong. Hopefully, I have made a mistake while printing it. So we will move on to question number 2. See, this is in the form of a fraction, but still you have to give importance to mathematical order of equations. The equation is like this: pi square into 14 plus 1450 divided by 5, that is equal to 1998 divided by question mark will be written as x, unknown value. Okay. You just leave this part. First we will solve left side of the equation. 5 square is how much? 25. Multiplied by 14. So first we have to do multiplication and then you have to add. Okay. So 25 into 14 actually. So 14 5s are 77. 14 2s are 28 plus 7 35. So it becomes actually 350. 350 and we are already having 1450. If you add them, it becomes 1800. So finally, the equation gets converted like this. 1800 by 5 is equal to 1998 divided by x. So I want this value. So x is equal to this fraction will go to the right side of the equation and gets reversed. 1800 by 5 will get reversed and it becomes 5 by 1800. So 1998 into 5 by 1800. You can go with 18 table. 18 will go exactly 100 times. And here 18 ones are, it becomes 19, 18 ones are, 18 ones are. It becomes 111 into 5. So 111 into 5 will be how much? 555. And we are having 100. So we have already thought you. So when the decimal carries, so I have thought you for multiplication actually. Suppose if there is a decimal point, so 2.57 into 100, I have said that this is actually 10 into 10. When you multiply by 110, this decimal point will move one position towards right side. So this is for multiplication, but we are dividing by 100. So when you divide by 100, see how many zeros are there? Two zeros are there. So each zero is equal to one decimal point. As there are two zeros, we will get two decimal points. So it becomes 5.55. So there should be two decimal points which are equal to two zeros present in the denominator. So the correct answer is 5.55, which is option A. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. See, question number 3 is actually in the form of mixed fractions. I hope you know how to write mixed fractions or how to convert mixed fractions into improper fractions. Let us suppose that there is an improper fraction. Improper fraction means what? Improper fraction means numerator will be greater than. Numerator will be greater than denominator. So as per the rules, generally in a fraction numerator has to be less. If you write 3 by 5, this is a correct fraction. This is a proper, we call it as proper fraction. Or if you write 2 by 3, this is also proper fraction because numerator is 2, denominator is 3. Here numerator is 3, denominator is 5. For example, if I write 5 by 4, then this is not a proper fraction. We call it as improper fraction because here numerator 5 is actually greater than denominator 4. That is not the rule. To have a proper fraction, then the first condition is numerator should be less than denominator. But whenever numerator is actually greater than denominator, then it is not called a proper fraction, it is called as improper fraction. For example, I have already told you 5 by 4 is an improper fraction. Whenever you get an improper fraction, that improper fraction has to be converted to a mixed fraction. Improper fraction has to be converted to a mixed fraction. So how to write a mixed fraction from improper fraction? What is the denominator? 4. So you have to divide the numerator 5 by 4. So when you divide 5 by 4, 4 is the divisor, 5 is the dividend. So if you divide 5 with the help of 4, 5 will go on, 4 will go only one time in 5. So out of 5, we have already multiplied 4 one time, so 4 ones are 4. If you subtract 4, what is the remainder? 1. So whatever is the remainder, that will be written in numerator part, and the number which is used for division, that is the divisor, which in this case is 4, has to be written in denominator. This is called as mixed fraction. So whenever you have such improper fractions where numerator is actually greater than denominator, you have to convert that improper fraction into a mixed fraction, which becomes 5 by 4 becomes 1 by 4. If you want to reverse the process, then 1 by 4. This is the actual improper, sorry, mixed fraction. Now we are going to convert it into improper fraction. How to do that? First, you need to multiply these two values. 4 ones are 4. And then you have to add the numerator part of the fraction. So 4 ones are 4 plus 1. How much? 5 by 4. So I hope now you got the clarity how mixed fractions and improper fractions are written or converted to vice versa. Okay, how mixed fraction is converted to improper fraction or how improper fraction is converted to mixed fraction. Because the question is based on that particular theoretical part only, that is why I have given you explanation. So here it is given as 1 by 1 plus 2 1 by 6 minus 3 1 by 9 1 by 9 sorry is equal to 1 divided by question mark. So what we will do, first we will solve this particular part. So 1 ones are 1 plus 1, how much? 2. It becomes 2 by 1. 2 by 1 is useless because it is 2. So whatever maybe the number, if you divide by 1, it will give rise to n number of times only. If you divide 3 by 1, it becomes 3. If you divide 5 by 1, it becomes 5 only. So 2 by 1 will obviously be, sorry, it's not 2 by 1 actually, it's 1 by 1 only. 1 ones are 1. 1 plus 1, 2 by 1. Yeah, it becomes 2 by 1. Yeah, 2 by 1. But finally, it is actually 2 only. We cannot write, we need not write it as 2 by 1. Even if you write 1, it is not actually not, it is not going to impact the answer or it is not going to change the answer. Hence, you simply write it as 2. If you want, you can write it as 2 by 1 as well. There won't be any difference. Then now, coming over here, second value, 2 6 are how much? Multiply 12, and then you have to add the numerator part of the fraction. So 12 plus 1, how much? 13. 13 by 6. Okay. Then, so sorry, this is actually minus. 9 3s are 27 plus 1, how much? 28. 28 by 9 is equal to 1 by x. So this is what is actually given in the question. If you want, you can write it 1 to avoid any confusion. So now what we have to do, we have to take the LCM. LCM of what? LCM of denominators in the given fractions. If you take LCM of 1, 6 and 9, so hope you know what is the concept of LCM. If you don't know, then we will actually have it as a particular separate chapter, then I will discuss over there. Okay. For the time being, the LCM is 18 for 6 and 9. 6 3s are 18, 9 2s are 18, 1 18s are 18. So 18 is the first value where all the tables 1, 6 and 9 will meet for the first time. That is what is known as LCM, least common multiple. So 18 is the LCM. Here there is only 1. So you have to check 1 will go how many times in 18? 1 will go 18 times only. 1 18s are 18. So you have to multiply the numerator with that many number of times. So 18 2s are 36 plus 10. Second denominator is how much? 6. 6 will go how many times in 18? 6 will go 3 times. But here numerator part is how much? 13. So you have to multiply 13 for 3 times because 6 goes 3 times in 18. So 13 3s are becomes how much? 39 minus. And here the denominator is 9. 9 will go exactly how many times in 18? 2 times. So you have to multiply the numerator 28 by 2. 28 2s are how much? 56. That is equal to 1 by x. So if you add the two positive values, that is 36 and 39, we get 60 plus 15, 75. 75 minus 56 by 18 is equal to 1 by x. So this is the equation. If you subtract this, 75 minus 55, 20. So it becomes 19 by 18. 19 by 18 is equal to 1 by x. So if you want to find x, x will go this side and 19 by 18 will go to the right side. 19 by 18 when they go to the right side, it becomes reverse, means it becomes 18 by 19. So the value of x is equal to 18 by 19, which is not again in the answer. We cannot write it as improper fraction actually, but the answer is plus. So options, among the options, the answer is not there again. Probably another printing mistake, maybe. But that is how we have to solve. This is the right answer. There is no mistake in the procedure that we have followed, or there is the answer is not wrong answer. It's actually correct, 18 by 19. But I would have committed a mistake while actually while actually typing the question itself, probably. Even if I add, it becomes 70, 50, 120, 120, 131 by 18. Becomes 131 by 18, becomes 18. So there is a printing mistake, hopefully. So I want, but you write down the procedure. This is how you have to write, even though there is no correct answer in the given options. I will cross check it whether I have made any mistakes while typing. But that is how you have to solve such questions. I'm going to question number 4. 1246 plus fourth root of what? 256. So I hope you would have learned this somewhere around 7th or 8th standard. They are called as surds or algebra. So if you write it like this, nth root of a, what is the meaning of it, or how can it be rewritten? So it can be rewritten like this: a power 1 by 4. So 1 by n. A power 1 by n. So if it is given as nth root of a, or if it is given like this, 3 cube 3 root of 27, then it has to be written like this: 27 whole power 1 by 3. Okay, 27 whole power 1 by 3. Similarly here, 4 root of 56 is 4 root of 256 is given, which has to be rewritten in this format. Okay, then only you can solve the problem. That is equal to, here comes brackets. So which has to be given importance? First brackets and then you have to multiply. Okay. So first we'll solve the brackets. You don't know the value, question mark x square plus 19 1 by 3. I have just told you 93 are 51 plus 57 plus 1 58. 58 by 3. So this is within the brackets multiplied by 15. You just keep it like that. So I'm still having 1246 here. I said you have to rewrite this. So how it could be rewritten? 256 whole power nth root of means it is nothing but 1 by n or 1 by 4. That is equal to x square plus 58 by 3 into 15. Now, if you know the powers of 4, actually 256 is written as 4 power 4. Because 4 power 4 means what? You have to multiply 4 with itself for 4 times or 3 times. 4 4s are how much? 16. 16 4s are 64. If you multiply 64 into 4, it becomes how much? 256. So, 256 is nothing but actually 4 power 4. So if you write 4 to the power of 4, that is equal to how much? 256. But in the whole power, we are again having how much? 1 by 4. If you see this equation, this is another formula. A power m whole power n is equal to a power m into n. So this is the formula. If you have learned it, you would have definitely learned this probably in 7th or 8th standard. So if this is the case, a power m whole power n, then you have to write it like this: a power m into n. So following that, 1246 plus, I am not solving this part or I am not rewriting that particular part because it becomes difficult if you solve that. So that is why I am just keeping it alike. So I want to take this 15 to the left side once this value is solved. So 1246. So if you apply this particular formula, a power m whole power n, it is actually a power m 4 into n 1 by 4. This 4 and this 4 will get cancelled. So finally you are left with 4 power 1, which is nothing but 4. So if you add them, 1246 plus 4, it becomes 1250. This 15, which is in multiplication, it has to come to the left side, and it becomes a division. Or it comes to the division part or denominator part. So 1250 by 15 is equal to x square plus 58 by 3. Okay. So you can go for cancellation. 5 3s are 5 go 25 times 250. So finally we are left with this 250 by 3. This is actually plus. When it goes to the left side of the equation, it becomes minus. Minus 58 by 3. That is equal to x square. As the denominator is same in both the cases, it actually becomes easy and you can directly take 3 as the denominator and you can simply subtract 58 from 250. If you subtract 58 from 250, it becomes 192. 192 by 3 is equal to x square. Go for cancellation. 3 6 are 18, 3 4 are 12. So it is given like this. X square is equal to 64. X is equal to how much? Root of 64. Root of 64 is equal to how much? 8. So the correct answer is option D, 8. So this is how you have to solve the equation. So this is all basics actually. If you have forgotten whatever you have learned in class 7, 8 or 9 or even 10th, then it might be difficult to understand because I am not teaching the basics, I am directly solving the questions. It might be slightly difficult for you. If you remember, it is actually very easy. Okay, I'm moving to question number 5. Question number 5 is like this: 9 by 13. I already said that off means nothing but multiplication. So 221 plus C 1 9 by 4. So 9 ones are 9 plus 4 13. 1 4 by 9. It actually becomes again 13 by 9. 9 ones are 9 plus 4 13 by 9 into how much? 378. That is equal to 241 plus question mark, which we will be taking as x. Okay. So go for cancellation. 13 ones are 13. So if you subtract 13 from 22, you will be left with 91. 13 sevens are 91. So finally we are left with 17 nines. 17 nines are how much? 153. Plus, now again you go for division. So 9 will go exactly 9 fours are 36, 9 twos are 18. 13 into 42. 13 twos are 26, 13 fours are 520 plus 26, 546. That is equal to 241 plus x. Okay. So if you add them, 6 plus 3 how much? 9. 4 plus 5 how much? 9. 5 plus 1 how much? 699. That is equal to 241 plus x. So if you want to find out x, obviously you have to subtract 241 from 699. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 4 is 5. 6 minus 2 is 4. So answer becomes 458. This is a very simple question, just based on multiplication and addition. So the answer, correct answer for this question is 458. Sixth question. See, 140 minus 21 into 448 divided by 16 plus 1013, that is equal to question mark means nothing but x square. Okay. So first, as per preference order or as per Bodmas rule or mathematical operations order, first you have to go for division. So solve that part. So 448 by 16 becomes how much? 16 2s are 32. So if you subtract 32 from 44, it becomes 128. So 16 8s are 128. So it exactly goes 28 times. So I have solved this part, division, I got 28 as a result. Then if you rewrite the equation, 140 minus 21 into 28 plus 1013 is equal to x square. So now what we have to do? Now we have to multiply. So first I need to multiply 21 into 28. So I have taught this shortcut for you, which is 2-digit multiplication. So you just go for that process. 8 ones are 8. Then cross multiplication, 8 twos are 16 plus 2 18. So we are left with 1 carried forward. 2 twos are 4 plus 1. How much? 5. So it becomes actually 588. So multiplication part gives you a result of 588. But still we are having 140 and there is a symbol of minus plus 1013. So addition and subtraction doesn't impact your result. So either you can subtract or you can add, whatever you can do. So first I am going to add. So 3 plus 8, how much? 11. So 1 is carried forward. Out of 11, 1 is left, right? So 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 8, 10. So again 0 into the answer, 1 is carried forward. 1 plus 0, 1 plus 5. How much? 6. So here 1 is there. So it becomes 1601. Oh, sorry. So actually, 588 is carrying a symbol of minus. So I have to subtract 588. But I have added. So I have to add these two values, not 588 and 1013. Rather, 1013 has to be added to 140. So if you do that, 1153, that is the result. And you have to subtract how much? Minus 588. So 1153 minus 588. If you do that, 13 minus 8, 5, 14 minus 8, 6, 10 minus 5, 5. So we will be left with this particular value, 565. So x square is equal to 565. 565 doesn't have exact square root. We are having actually 23 square is 529. 24 square is 576. So there is no exact answer. So you have to choose the approximate answer. So this is close to 576 as well as 529. This has to be 24. This has to be 23. So the answer comes somewhere between 23 point some 7 or something. But out of the given options, you have to choose this option as the answer, 23. So I'm moving to question number 7. See, this is slightly lengthy question because you have to multiply 4003 means 4003 times, and then you need to subtract 21,015 21015. That is equal to question mark x into 116. So it's a bit of a slightly lengthy question. So if you multiply 73 threes are, sorry, 77 threes are, 3 sevens are 21, 210. 21 plus 210, 231. So 1 is over into the answer and 23 is carried forward. So if I multiply first 0, it becomes 0 only. So for that reason, I'll consider out of 23, I'll take 3 into the answer. Still we are having carried forward of a 2. Again, if you multiply 0, it will be 0 only. So you have to straight away add 0 plus 2 is 2. So I have to write 2 here. Finally, you have to multiply 77 4 times. So 4 sevens are 28. 280 plus 28. 280 plus 28 will be 308. So this is the answer, and you have to subtract how much? 21,015. 308 231 minus 21015. So you have to subtract this value. 11 minus 1. Sorry, 11 minus 5, 6. 2 minus 1, 1. 2 minus 0, 2. 8 minus 1, 7. 10 minus 2, 8. This is 2. So we are left with 2,87,216. But this is not the final answer because still we are left with this value. So I want x. 116 is actually in multiplication. If it goes to the opposite side of the equation, it goes into the denominator or division. So finally my equation turns out like this. 287, 216 divided by 116. If you know 116, that is fine. Or else you can go with the fourth table. Okay. So let's go with 4. 4 twos are 8. 4 nines are 36. 4 sevens are 28. 4 ones are 4, 32. 4 eights are 32. 0. 4 fours are 16. So 29 is a prime number, so it doesn't go in any table. So you have to cancel with 29 only. If you know 29 table or not, you have to cancel only with 29. So 29 will go 2 times. 29 twos are 58. So out of 71, if 58 is gone, how much will be left? 13. So here 8 is there. So it becomes 138. So 29 will go 4 times. 29 fours are 116. So we are having 138. And if you subtract 116, how much will be left out? 22. So here 22 and then next comes 0. So it becomes 220. 220 means 29, 210 times 7 times 7 to 140, 63, 203. Yes. So it goes 7 times. So we are actually having 220. If you multiply 29 7 times, it is equal to 203. If you subtract, still we are left with 17. And finally, we are having how much? 4. 174. So 29, if you multiply 6 times, 620 is 120, 6 nines are 54. It is exactly equal to 174 only. So it goes 6 times. So it has gone for how many times? 2476 times. So that is the correct answer, our final answer, which is at option D. 2476 times. So if these sort of questions comes in the exam, obviously some of them will solve, some of them will not be able to solve because they cannot cancel with 29. So it is of utmost importance you should be able to find out the values of any number. So 29 being a prime number, there is no other chance except you have to cancel with the 29 table only. So that is why it took some time for us. Okay. So question number 7 is done. We are moving to question number 8. So we are having this equation triple four, sorry 4 times 4, and this is in the bracket. So I already told you brackets has to be solved at first place. So solve the bracket first. 4 will go how many times? 10 times. 4 times or 40. 4 will go 1, 4 ones are 4 ones are 4 ones are 4 ones are. It is like this. 4 ones by 10. So when you divide by 110, so how many decimals will appear in the actual result? 1 decimal. If you divide by 2 tens, 2 decimals. So first part of the equation, I got the answer as 111.1 plus this is again within the bracket. So you have to solve it separately. 645 by 25. 645 by 25. 5 5s are 25. So 5 ones are 14. 5 twos are 5 nines are. So it is actually 129 by 5. If you go for further cancellation, 5 twos are 10, 29. 5 fives are 25, 40. 5 eights are 40. So this second bracket after solving, we got a value of 25.8. And finally, we are left with the third part of the equation, 399. 3991 by 26. 26 will actually go in 13 table, or you can solve with 26 as well. If you are familiar with 26 table, go for it. Or else you can solve with 13. 13 twos are 26. 13 threes are 39. We have to consider 91. Both the digits at the same time, so that is why you have to place a 0. And then comes 7. 13 sevens are 91. If you divide 307 by 2, it will be 153.5. How much? 153.5. So now we got the answer actually. First you add decimals, 1 plus 8, 9, 9 plus 5, 14. So there are decimals. 14 means it's not actually 14, as there is a decimal point, it becomes 1.4. Now you add this actual part, which is not in the decimal. So 3, 3 here, 3, 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 1, 9. Right? So 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 1, 8. Here there is 1. Here nothing is there left over. So here again 1. 1 plus 1 becomes 289. 289 plus we are having this fractional part or decimal part, which is how much? 1.4. 289 plus 1, 290.4 is already there. So it becomes 290.4, which is at option B. So you should be good enough in multiplications, additions, and finding out the number of decimals. Then only you can solve these questions in 2 minutes. Otherwise, it is highly difficult. If you take 5 minutes for such 5 questions, then out of 35 questions, given only 20 minutes, you can solve probably 10 to 15 questions, which is not at all good enough. You have to solve at least 25 to 30 questions. Reasoning, you can actually, reasoning also same, 35 questions in 20 minutes, but you can solve all the 35 questions. If you practice, most of them will solve at least 25, many of them. And those who get selected usually solve in the range of 30 to 35, most of them will be in the range of 33, 34. One or two questions will be left out. But when it comes to quant, the majority of them will be able to solve only 15 questions or 20 questions. Only some of them will be able to reach 25. Very few will reach 30. So if you are able to solve 24 to 30 questions in quant out of the given 20 minutes, then definitely you will get selected in the prelims. If you are able to solve only 15 or 20, 15 questions or less than 20 questions, it is almost highly impossible to get selected in prelims. Okay. So to solve more questions, definitely you have to know certain shortcuts for multiplications. You should practice a lot. You should know at least 20 cube values and 50 square values by heart. And you should be good at categorization of numbers into prime numbers, whole numbers, natural numbers, etc. And you should know how decimals appear in case of multiplications and how decimals appear in case of division. If you know all these basics well, then only you can solve these sort of questions at a better speed, okay, which will help you to get better score, and that actually indirectly helps you in getting qualified for the mains exam after clearing prelims. Okay. Of course, it comes only with practice. It doesn't happen in a day or it doesn't happen in a week. It takes months together. And that too, you should be very much dedicated. You have to practice on regular basis. If you do that, then within 2 to 3 months, you will be good enough. Okay. This is pure subtraction. Okay. So I can teach you I'll show you how to actually solve, but you might not understand. I'll show you the normal method as well. So this is actually 3, but you cannot consider it to be 3. It has to be considered to be 13. But still, if you consider 13 minus 8, it becomes a 5. 5 cannot divide 9, so it becomes a 15. Means you have subtracted 1 from here. Now this becomes 4. Okay, most of you will get confused what I am actually trying to say. So that's why I will go with the normal method. After some 2 to 3 months, then I will show you how to actually solve just by keeping the values away. Okay. First, I will subtract this number, double 18963 minus of 107958. 107958. 13 minus 8 is how much? 5. 5 minus 5, 0. 9 minus 9, 0. 8 minus 7, 1. 1. So we are left with 11,005. And from that, you again need to subtract 9,589. So 15 minus 9, 6. This actually becomes 9, no? So 9 minus 8, 1. 9 minus 5, 4. This is 1 is not over here because we have carried it forward. That is 0. So this one will go over here. So 10. 10 minus 9, 1. So finally, we are left with this value 1416, which is the option C. If you do this shortcut method, it will take some time and definitely it leads to confusion as well. So whenever you find subtraction, I advise you to go by the normal method. Otherwise, it leads to confusion and unnecessary wastage of time. It is subtraction is not easy, unlike division, multiplication, addition, to have a shortcut. Subtraction was quite complicated because if you want to subtract 8 from 5, then you have to carry forward 1. So suppose if it is 45, you will take 1 from here. You have to remember that this became 3. If you assume it to be 4 and if you subtracted 2 and you have written it as 2, 4 minus 2, 2, but actually it is not 4, it is 3. So the correct answer would have been what? 1. But you have written what? 2. So by realizing this, again you have to go back to the normal method. So it is pure wastage of time. So whenever you find subtraction, I advise you to go by normal method, whatever you have learned all these days. But for addition, multiplication, and division, you will have several simple methods that actually enhances your speed of calculation. That is not the case with the subtraction. Okay, so be careful while actually subtracting values. So finally, we got another bracket. So I already told you first brackets needs to be solved. Okay, then only you can go for multiplication. First, I solve this part. Within the brackets, again, I am having division and subtraction. Which part should be solved first? Division. So within the brackets, first I need to divide. 5696 divided by 4 minus question mark, which will be considered to be x. So first I will solve this part. 4. 4 will go 14 times. So 4 2s are 8. 4 4s are 16. So that part solved out, that part came out to be 1424 minus x. 1424 minus x into 5 is equal to 1020. If you take this 5 towards the right side of the equation, then it becomes division. As here it is a numerator part, when it goes to the opposite side, it goes to the denominator part. So finally we are left with 1424 minus x is equal to 1020 by 5. Go for cancellation. 5 2s are 0, 5 4s are. It becomes 204. As in need x, x will go that side. Minus x, or as going to the right side becomes a plus x, and this 204 will go to the left side. Plus 204 will become minus 204. So 1424 minus 204, that is equal to 1220. So which is at option D. So option D is the correct answer. 1220 is the correct answer. So hope you understood what I taught you. Certain questions or had printing mistakes. I'm sorry for that. So from tomorrow I was slightly busy, so I was unable to verify or cross-check the questions. So tomorrow we will solve another set of 10 to 15 questions, which will be neat. There won't be. I'll ensure that there won't be any sort of mistakes in the question. Okay. So have you understood what I taught you? Yeah. Kushi. Kushi. Hey. You can type your comments if you have any doubts, or if you have any sort of information to be discussed, you can mention in the comments. And one more information, we are expecting SBI clerical notification. If you are already a graduate, you can attend this notification, or you can attend this exam. So SBI clerk notification for 6,000 vacancies is expected to be released in the month of October 2023. Means this month. By this month end, you will have a notification from SBI for 6,000 vacancies. Being a clerk, it is not all India competition, it is state-wide competition. So out of 6,000, probably you might expect for Karnataka, the vacancies would be in the range of 350 to 500 or something. Usually this is common. Every year 300, 400, 500, this would be the number of vacancies from SBI. But being a state level post, it is slightly easy when compared to officer. Clerical cracking clerical exam is easy when compared to cracking officer exam, because officer exams are held at all India level competition, except for regional rural banks. RRBPO is held at state level again, but other nationalized banks officer level exam is held at national level. But this being a clerical notification, this is at state level. So you could actually expect before the end of October, maybe in another 1 to 2 weeks, we can see the notification from SBI. If you are already graduate, if you are actually studying in your graduation or your degree final year, etc., you might not be able to attend the exam. If you have already finished your graduation, then you are eligible to appear for the exam. After notification, you might be having 45 to 60 days for preliminary exam, and from there you will have around 30 days for mains exam, 30 to 45 days maximum. After prelims, including the announcement of the result. So after prelims, you will get the result mostly, usually between 10 to 20 days. After the result, you will have 15 to 20 days time only to appear for the mains. Okay. So you try to get yourself geared up for, if you are already a graduate. You can try. Don't expect to crack the exam in the first attempt itself. That is possible only for very few, maybe one or two in some 1 lakh or 10,000 people. If you are that lucky enough, then that's good. But this is just a kind of practice. You will get exposed how the exams will be, how to handle the pressure. So this is just a case of verifying yourself or just exposing yourself to the competitive exam. So you have to consider it like that. Don't expect to crack the exam straight away. Okay, it takes time. It takes at least 6 to 8 months to complete the syllabus, and then another 5 to 4 months to gain conceptual clarity, to crack prelims, etc. So have in your mind that if you are attempting at least 5 to 10 exams, including prelims, mains, everything, there is a high chance of getting a job. Okay. If you write one exam and if you failed in prelims, and don't get disappointed, this actually happens with most of the people. It is not you alone. Most of them will fail first 5 to 10 exams, they fail in prelims itself. Later on, they start clearing prelims. If you clear some 3 to 4 prelims, probably one among them can fetch you a job. If you really work hard, it takes 6 months to 1 year. If you really work hard, that is working some 5 to 6 hours a day, studying 5 to 6 hours, practicing 5 to 6 hours, including mock tests, etc., then to crack an exam, it takes at least 6 months to 1 year. Okay. So don't think that I can just prepare for 10 days, I'll write the prelims, I'll clear the exam, and within 3 months I'll be into SBI earning the salary of handsome salary of 40, 45,000. It's not possible. Okay. Be realistic. Don't. Of course, you have to dream big, but don't live in the dreams. Dream big, but never live in the dreams. Be in reality. Okay. Okay. Hope this information helps you. Thank you for your valuable time. If you have any suggestions or comments, you can please mention in the comments window, or else I am going to wind up the session. I'll wait for 1 more minute and I'll close the session. If you have anything to mention, please mention in the comments. Okay, I hope nobody has anything to say. Thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable time.